Kafey here. And now that we're in 2023, my mind can't help but wonder, what Final Fantasy goodness lies in store for us all? Because we already know we're getting some major home runs, some big name titles this year that will please longtime players and those making their first foray into the signature series. Games like FF16 will serve as a great entry point for both newcomers and fans alike. I've already heard of numerous people planning on making FF16 their first Final Fantasy game due to its combination of stunning visuals, combat style, and mature rating. And FF7 Remake already did a great job at introducing newcomers to the series while capitalizing on nostalgia. No doubt the player base has increased even further now for Rebirth, especially since it was given for free as a PS Plus game just a while back. And Square Enix has much more plans than just those two releases. So, let's dive into everything Final Fantasy that will come our way this year, and speculate on what other hidden games will be revealed to us. Starting off is Theatrhythm Final Bar Line, a game that is a little more for longtime fans of the series, as those who've played several Final Fantasy titles over the last few decades will be able to immerse themselves in the beautiful music the series is infamous for. Although, new fans can also enjoy the fun rhythm aspect along with some gorgeous looking cutscenes. In total, there's 385 songs included with the game, but it's not counting all the additional songs from different Square Enix titles like Nier, Octopath Traveler, Chrono Trigger, Legend of Mana, Romancing Saga, Minstrel Song. I feel like this game is actually going to sell more copies than what most expect. Well, one, because it's early in the year, well before any other Final Fantasy title release. Two, because fans from many different Square Enix series will be interested in purchasing the digital deluxe edition to get all those songs from the other series. And three, because Final Fantasy really seems to be emerging back into the mainstream over the last several years. The series has had several popular releases and remakes, and really shows no signs of slowing down anytime soon. If anything, more and more people are becoming interested year after year as time goes on. It's like we are re-emerging into another golden age. Well, next on the slate to be released is the Pixel Remasters, which is a remastered version of the first 6 games, and a few weeks after that, Final Fantasy XVI. That almost seems like too much time to pass without releasing a Final Fantasy game or without announcing another one, which is what I think is going to happen. Specifically, I think we'll get an announcement for the entire Final Fantasy XIII collection, which includes the first entry, 13-2, and Lightning Returns, all remastered with updated graphics and released on console with trophy support. Now this release is pretty inevitable. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who has predicted it, as with this remaster, we would officially be able to play every single solitary mainline Final Fantasy game on PS4 and PS5. Every numbered title from 1 to 15, well, 16 now I guess with it releasing soon, would be available for purchase on the PlayStation, the only exception being that of the older online FF11. Square Enix and Sony seem to be strengthening their relationship over the last several years, particularly when it comes to the Final Fantasy series, so I really do think this is something that both companies are actively working towards. But that's not the only card Square Enix has been waiting to play. While we're all anxiously awaiting the release of 16 just before the summer, and Rebirth in the winter, there will be another major project announced in the meantime. Yoshinori Kitase said so himself, and added that this new project is unrelated to the world of FF7, which really has people speculating as to what on earth it could possibly be. Especially when Kitase also mentioned that, and I quote, "We're working hard to make sure 2023 is the most exciting year yet." Now, I don't know about you, but that quote has me extremely hyped. Kitase is priming us all up for a big game release, so naturally, many people assumed he could be referring to that rumored FF9 remake, and he easily could have been. That is definitely a strong possibility. I can't help but wonder, though, if he may be referring to something else. A different game. Just because everyone seems so sure that Final Fantasy IX will be the next remake, but what if it's not? I think that would really shock most fans, but it's also something we all need to be prepared for, because there are other iconic games that could be released instead that he could be referring to. For example, how about a Final Fantasy II remake? Even though no one talks about it, that does seem likely, especially with the success of Stranger of Paradise, the reimagining of the first game. FF2 is a very underrated game. They could work wonders on if they decided to go the remake route. And I also strongly believe that a version of Final Fantasy Tactics has been in the works for quite some time. And they're just waiting for the right moment to show it to us. Hopefully, that moment is this year, 2023. Overall, though, I really want to know your thoughts on everything Final Fantasy that you think could grace our presence this year. In addition to the games like Theatrhythm 16 and Rebirth, do you think we'll be getting a 13 Trilogy remaster? And what game do you personally think Katase was referring to when he said they have a big announcement unrelated to that of FF7? Just make sure to leave your thoughts and theories below, and if you feel up to it, maybe like, share, or subscribe. Even more importantly, though, I really hope you have yourself a great day. May your heart be your guiding key, my friends. And as always, happy gaming.